Hello, everyone. This is Biology 111Z for the summer semester 2026. This is a 4-week accelerated course. My name is Pamela Rogers, and I will be your instructor for the month. What I'm attempting to do here in this orientation video is to go over a few things. First, the syllabus and the schedule. And next, to navigate through the course a bit for you so everyone can get their bearings early, so hit the ground running. Now, at the start of these courses, there's always a blip or something that just doesn't work for you. Just take a deep breath. The unit module is full of things to do. So just do some things you can do and come back to the things that are giving you trouble. One thing I would say from the get is that the lab kit voucher, to redeem the code, that's not set up in this course yet. It should be set up today or tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. If you go into Unit 1 module, at the very bottom or near the bottom, you'll see a text header that says, here's where you will look. And so that will become available when CFCC links the course to Science Interactive. And I think that's our only glitch right now. So you guys have already opened the course and you've seen this homepage, so I'll go quickly through it. The homepage has recent announcements. So for us, that would be the very first announcement of the semester, which is Unit 1's announcement. Welcome and get started. It has all sorts of things in it for you guys, again, to get your bearings and hit the ground running. Don't panic. The course is being populated throughout the today. So again, there are plenty of things for you to do to get started. So if at the end of this day you have an issue with course materials or how to get going on your lab kit or whatnot, please message me. But just give CFCC a day to get everything squared away. And that includes the Science Interactive lab section. So that section will appear again in Unit 1. Now, we're not going to do any labs this week, not hands-on labs. We're going to do that next week, give you guys some opportunity to get your kits in. So take a deep breath. There will be some Science Interactive exercises next week that you do not need your lab kit for. So you'll be able to do those first. And then as the lab kits come in, you'll be able to do those hands-on labs as you find the time to do so. And then we'll just have a welcome here. This is to get your bearings as far as what needs to happen this week. Today, later on today, as I said, the lab kit vouchers should be able to sync with Canvas and you'll be able to order your kit. So you want to do that. First thing to do is to worry about the enrollment verification quiz. That enrollment verification quiz is available to you through the homepage, through the modules, and you want to click on that and take care of that first. And the reason for that is that that lets CFCC know that you are in this course, committed to the course, and that will avoid them dropping you. So the enrollment verification quiz is due on the 25th. That's Thursday. Today is Tuesday. So chop chop, it's very easy to do. It won't take you but a few seconds. But again, what that'll do is hold your spot here CFCC will drop you if at on Friday, morning, they see that you haven't done the enrollment verification quiz. So you want to take care of that first. We've got a few other things. We're not going to go through them, but you can see this and you can expect this each week. We have 4 weeks together. You'll have all of the assignments you need to do posted in the announcements. You'll also see it in the unit module. Um, when the due dates pass, there are a couple of assignments: introduce yourself and the syllabus acknowledgement, and the enrollment verification. That's all due on the 25th, and that's no late submission. You got to have those done by Friday. So get all that stuff done first. Everything else, there is a due date posted, but you can submit all the way as it says here until July 25th. So that gives you an opportunity and a little bit of flexibility that you would normally have in a 16-week or an 8-week course. One thing to note is that you will have to learn everything that the students in the 16 and 8-week courses learn, but in a 4-week accelerated format. Okay? And then the announcement goes on. We'll always have some sort of did you know or some sort of biology in practice, something extra, something additional, something that relates to real life, if you will, and gets us out of the textbook. And so we'll have that, and then we'll have some study tips each week as well, and then we'll look forward to the next week. Now, again, these 4-week courses move quickly, and the best way to keep up is to stay engaged. You'll need 9 to 12 hours a week. Some people need less, some people need more. That's an hour and a half a day. So to stay engaged for 16-week or 8-week courses, sometimes you can take a day and do all your assignments on that day or something like that. 4-week courses don't really afford the kind of flexibility to allow us to do that. So be sure to engage every day with the material in some way, shape, or form. Let me go ahead then and go back here to the syllabus, and we'll go um, down the list of things, items in the syllabus. So this summer semester opens today, that's June 23rd, and we will close on July 27th. The last day to turn in any assignments or assessments is July 25th. Gives me a couple of days to compile the grades for CFCC. Again, my name is Pamela Rogers, and the best way, or the only way really, to contact me, there are two ways. One, Canvas inbox messaging. You can see that here all the way to the left. There's that little icon that says inbox. Or you can email me. My handle, if you will, is pmrogersc14. One important thing to note about emailing me or messaging me: do not use non-CFCC email accounts. You've all got a CFCC email account, you want to use that one. The reason is that my emails are set to filter out everything that's not college related. So I may not even see an email if it comes from Yahoo or Gmail or something like that. So the best thing to do if you're not sure about your email is to go ahead and go through Canvas. Again, that inbox icon to the left. Communication. I respond to messages and emails every day, 7 days a week. And I do that between 8 and 9 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. We also have a class Q&A session. It's a live class on Thursdays at 6 o'clock. It's only half an hour. It's on Zoom. It's face to face. And it gives us an opportunity to connect, an opportunity for you guys to ask questions, for me to clarify things in the course and whatnot. If you want to join the session, this one, the first one is Thursday, the 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to come to that session, ask all your questions in real time. That way we can have a conversation. Sometimes email isn't the best. And sometimes even the way that things are written in the announcements or written, no matter how many times you write something, right? If it doesn't connect, if it doesn't uh, communicate the information in a certain way, sometimes you might as well not have written it. So it's very difficult in online courses to connect with one another. And I find that having some availability during the week helps. If you want to talk about your grades or something personal, go ahead and log in. I can put everybody else in the waiting room for a couple of minutes. These sessions are not recorded because of the nature of some of the topics we discuss. If you have a question, concern, a comment that you do not feel you can convey through email, or you're not comfortable coming to the live and discussing it there, we can meet you and I one-on-one for an individual learner conference. Those are usually about 15 minutes for me. It's through the same Zoom link, and it gives us an opportunity to discuss whatever's on your mind. 15 minutes. I usually do those between 8 and 9 Eastern Standard Time. However, if you, when you're emailing me about the conference, you want to give me a few dates and times that you're available, and we can come together on one of them and take care of whatever the issue is. Zoom access, it's just a straight up Zoom meeting. Here's the link. It's the link we use for everything. So we use it um, for individual learner conferences and for the live meetings on Thursdays. Course description, this is straight out of the handbook. You're going to learn basic biology in this course. We'll do chapters 1 through 17 in the textbook. We will be flying. In those chapters, we start off with the atom and we go all the way to some macroevolution. So, step by step, chapter by chapter, we'll take care of it. So we start, with basic chemistry. We'll do metabolism. That's energy transformation, as well as photosynthesis, cell respiration, those kinds of things that we've learned about little by little since about the fifth grade. If you had a good biology course in high school, then you may be better equipped for this one than you imagine. And if you didn't have a good experience in biology in high school, or you've not been able to clear the course um, at the college level, never fear. I think that this is your time right now. We're going to also do Mendelian genetics, reproduction, mitosis, meiosis. We're going to do a little bit of evolution at the end. All right, prerequisites, you're here. I'm assuming that you went to student services and you have these prereqs to take this course. If you are a little bit unsure, then you want to go back to student services and make sure that you should be here. You've got everything you need. This course rather, has 4 credit hours. 3 for what they call the lecture, which is the textbook, and 1 for the lab. Our labs will not be all hands-on labs. Those things take quite a bit of time. McGraw-Hill Connect has some nice simulations. And so if I can give you a simulation to do, I will do that to help you along with the time the labs take. Uh, we'll get into the exams and all of that in just a little bit. The recommendation for any college course is 3 hour study for every 1 hour credit. 3 times 4 is 12. Now it just depends on how much biology you already know. The brain needs what the brain needs to become proficient in a subject. So give yourself some grace, take a deep breath, dig in your heels for the next 4 weeks. This is a fully online course. What that means is that all the learning activities and the documents and everything you need, the assessments, it's all delivered what we call asynchronously. A means without, synchronicity means, of course, alignment, right? Doing things at the same time. So, what that means for this course is that you can access the learning materials 24/7. So, if you take a quiz at 3 a.m. or 11 p.m., really doesn't matter. You'll have access to everything as we go. Now, there are no in-person meetings, except I guess technically the Zoom meeting is in person, but what we mean is that there's no brick and mortar classroom for this course. Now, some of the course materials, what do they include? The syllabus and schedule, we're going over that now. We do a lot of work in McGraw-Hill Connect. Your textbook is there. Your SmartBook assignments are there, and what those are assignments that you do as you read the chapter. You answer multiple choice questions as you go, kind of concept checks. The more carefully you go through the chapter, the less likely you are to miss the multiple choice, because then that sends you back, I think, to read it again. So you want to make sure you go through the chapters and through the multiple choice carefully. Science Interactive Hands-on Labs, that is a box of reagents and tubes and whatnot that'll come to your home, and it is safe enough, these exercises, to complete at home. So again, that has not been hooked up yet today. It will be hooked up this afternoon at the latest in the morning. So when you get that access code voucher redeemed, then you'll be able to order your kit, my understanding is, as well as you'll be able to access through Canvas the Science Interactive exercises. Lecture recordings. I do and will have a lecture or a lesson recording for every chapter. Those go pretty quickly. I want to say they're about 15-20 minutes, but I do try to hit on the major topics and work through the chapter with you. It's closed captioned, so you'll be able to read as well as listen to, as well as see slides, PowerPoint slides, as I talk. It is a recording, so you can listen to it as many times as you need to. Study guides. This is where we learn most of what we learn. The study guides in these chapters are comprehensive study guides. It means that there's all sorts of information in the study guides, from notes, summaries, definitions, and things of that nature, as well as guiding you through what you will need to know for the quiz. Embedded in the study guides is your study guide homework assignment for the week. So basically, there are questions throughout. You're going to be required to answer some of those questions. We're going to handwrite those answers, pen and paper, no stylus, nothing strange, nothing technical. Pen and paper. No, I do not care about your handwriting. Um, there aren't many. There aren't many questions. Do not panic. Take a deep breath. But handwriting engages you with the material in a way that nothing else does. Not reading, not looking at a computer screen, not copy paste, not typing. Nothing helps you learn better than when you put pen to paper. The other thing with pen to paper, even if you're doodling with your dominant hand, if you're doodling while you're listening to the lessons, that helps the information go into your brain as well. So we'll get into that in just a little bit when we go to the modules. And then you'll have a weekly quiz at the very end of the week. Technical requirements. For technical requirements, you want to see, hang on just a second, something looks odd. Okay, we're okay. Technical requirements. The quizzes in this course are monitored by Respondus, Lockdown Browser, and Monitor. For that reason, you need a laptop or a desktop. No iPads, no phones, none of that. Now, if it's just a Respondus Lockdown browser quiz, you can use an iPad. But for those where we have the monitor, where it's actually recording your monitor in your space, you'll need an at-home computer, desktop or laptop for that. Or, go to the library or borrow one or something. So that is something that's baked into the course. You can do work in Canvas through the mobile app. So you can get that for your phone as well. You can't do the quizzes and you can't do the writing assignments, obviously, but you can take pictures and upload those assignments to Canvas with your phone. You need reliable internet access. If you live out in the boonies or your house has lead in the wall, sometimes if those older homes do, and you have sort of shoddy phone service or shoddy cable or internet access, you want to find somewhere else to take your quizzes. You need the lockdown browser with a webcam for video. And you need to use the browser Edge, Chrome, or Firefox. I've used Edge and Chrome. It doesn't seem to matter between the two of them. They work just fine. I have not used Firefox, but if one of you has and you know that it is a good browser for this monitoring system, then in our weekly discussion, why don't you add that so everybody will know that that's a good alternative to the other two. You do need the ability to scan or photograph your assignments for upload to Canvas. You want to make sure that you upload these assignments as JPEGs or PDFs. Uh, if iPhone users, when you take a picture, your picture is saved as .heic. That is not compatible with Canvas. You want to go onto your phone, and there is a quick conversion to make that document a JPEG or a PDF. If you submit a document and I can't open it, I can't grade it. So, that's going to be a problem. McGraw-Hill Connect access, it's inclusive access, so access to that comes with the course. The textbook is in there, your smart book assignments are in there, and some lab simulations that we'll be doing in the course are there as well. And then you need hands-on labs access again for about the fifth time. I cannot more strongly state this, but take a deep breath. Hands-on lab access is coming today or tomorrow for this course. You need a pen or pencil and paper. I'm strongly urging you to use pencil or black ink or blue ink. If I cannot read it, I don't worry about handwriting. That doesn't bother me as so much, but some people use these pink or yellow or, light colored pens, and if I can't read it, I can't grade it. And then you'll need extra materials. So when you get your hands-on lab kit, you're going to look at the kit. You're going to check everything that's supposed to be in the kit. And then on their website, for each exercise that we do, there may be a few items that you'll have laying around the house that they do not include in the kit. So you want to make sure to have those items ready when you start to do your exercises. And we'll go into that a little bit more as we start to go into the kits. Accommodations, accessibility. All of the materials in the course are accessible to you. including the lessons that are, again, closed captioned. And if you need accommodations, the accommodation that I most come in contact with is the extra time on quizzes. So if you need that, here's how you go to Student Accessibility Services. Here's a link to how to request accommodations. I think you just have to, your physician or somebody needs to tell them, what the issue is and what the accommodations look like. CFCC will send that to me in a letter, or you will send it to me in a letter. And I'll go ahead and do that for you when I get that letter. So that's that. So any questions about that, you want to go ahead and click on all these mini links and find the answers. General education objectives for this course are here. We're not going to go over them, but take a read. This is what in your life you should be able to do as a result of taking this course. Okay? And then we get a little more detailed with the course learning objectives. Overall, this is what you should get out of the chapters. Okay? And then more detailed still are the chapter learning objectives, which are located in the textbook. Specific learning objectives are replete and sprinkled throughout the textbook, dispersed throughout the textbook chapter. I do have a combined sort of fast track learning objectives section in each of the modular units that we have in this course. Okay. Okay. Assessment measures. Where will your points come from? Hands-on labs and Connect virtual labs, the simulations. You will earn points from doing those. Connect SmartBook assignments. Again, those SmartBook assignments are designed to bring you through the chapter, to sort of structure your learning first by reading through the chapter. Now, the chapters in the book are about 25 pages. Half of that is pictures, figures, images, and those images repeat what is in the text. Each chapter also at the end has a summary section and all sorts of goodies to learn more effectively and efficiently. Okay. Canvas study guides, not the study guide, but the handwritten portion of it. And I'll show it to you in just a bit. That's what you'll be turning in for credit. And then, of course, the weekly quizzes. All right. The course materials, available through Inclusive Access. When you paid for the course, you paid for access to the textbook and all of the assignments. Okay. The textbook is Biology by Mader and Wendell Spett. I'm not very good at pronouncing things I don't know, but chapters 1 through 17. McGraw-Hill Connect, here are the links. If you have issues with McGraw-Hill Connect, this is where you need to go. You'll have textbook readings, SmartBook assignments, lab simulations, and there are some supplemental materials for helping clarify some of the topics and the concepts. Hands-on labs, that's from Science Interactive. And you do need to complete lab exercises at home using a lab kit. You should order this lab kit as soon as possible. Again, CFCC should connect Science Interactive to Canvas at some point today. And then from there, it's redeeming the voucher, ordering the kit, and we'll wait. We won't do much this week. We won't do anything this week with Science Interactive. We will do some work in McGraw-Hill Connect with a lab simulation, and then we will save Science Interactive exercises for next week. Access and support. You want to contact them directly if you're having an issue with anything beyond what you're supposed to do in terms of getting access through Canvas. And this is sort of the instructions for getting your lab kit delivered to your home. You can read through those, and I think I've also posted a announcement with all of the instructions there. So basically, our rate limiting step right now is to get that section in Canvas in Module 1 where you can redeem your payment. Sorry, your voucher. All right. And then here is all of the links for lab kit support. Like, say you get your lab kit and you're missing some things. Do not panic. Take a deep breath. One thing you can do is immediately call them and make them send you what you are supposed to have. And the second thing is to contact me because I can probably find something around your house that you can use. Maybe to replace what it depends on what's missing. Okay. Lab policies and deadlines. So you're going to have to order your lab kit ASAP, Tuesday, today, tomorrow, sometime this week. So you'll get it sometime next week. Okay. The hands-on labs, they begin during week 2, so next week they'll start. But you have until July 25th to complete them. So all of the assignments and assessments and labs in this course, I have uh, due dates on them so that that'll sort of keep us in a line and keep us paced to finish without panicking and without cramming at the very end. But those due dates, there's no consequence for turning things in late. So all assignments, all quizzes, all labs are all open until July 25th. Okay. Let's see. You want to check your lab kit contents. And again, if you're missing something, contact them to get them to send it to you. Contact me to see if there's an alternative you can use in your home. Now, some of these lab activities, particularly with that at-home kit, there are a few items that you will need that is not in the box. So it's items that you'll have around your house, like toothpicks or something, paper towels, what have you. When you click into Science Interactive and you see the instructions for conducting your exercises, you'll also see the materials that you will need for those exercises. And there is where you will find any additional materials that you need outside of what the kit provides. So you want to make sure you have those. These lab exercises, they take quite a bit of time. Now, I'm going to try to use McGraw-Hill Connect as much as I can because simulations are easier to go through than hands-on. But this course does give you the opportunity to conduct some experiments or some exercises yourself. So we want to make sure that you're able to do that. They do take some time, however, so don't wait. Once you get your kit, just start rolling on those as soon as you can. Teaching methodology, this is online and web-based. We do have one time that we meet each week on Thursday from 6 to 6:30. That's Eastern Standard Time. That's via Zoom, so it's in real time, and we can chat, we can talk about the course, we can talk about assignments, best ways to study, anything at all, how to organize yourselves. Even if you want to talk about your grades, I can put everybody else in the waiting room for a couple of minutes. Or, again, you can schedule a one-on-one with me at any time. The Zoom meetings are not recorded and they're optional, so you don't have to come to those if you can't. That is just fine. Lesson videos are posted for every chapter, or will be posted for every chapter. I am populating the course as we go. Again, there's plenty for you to do in there today. You can already be finished with some things. So you want to just go to the unit and do what you can do. You certainly can finish all of your orientation assignments and start working in your um, chapter assignments and whatnot. Okay. And then you'll see every day, you should log in every day, 2, 3 times a day, and you'll see things starting to show up. I think the last thing that I have left for these units is the lessons. I'm going to record those today, in fact. And what they'll be is about 20 minutes where I really try to hone in on what exactly you need to learn and kind of unfortunately gloss over it because we don't have a lot of time. I don't want you to spend 3 or 4 hours a week listening to me. I'd rather you spend that time on your study guide because the quiz comes exactly from that study guide. Okay? Let's see. What else? Yeah, having an assignment. Oh, also important. Everything is there for you. This is property of CFCC and me. This my work product. So no recording, downloading, screenshotting, or doing any of that with any of the um, materials that I post on and in the course. Course management, obviously through Canvas. You need to do everything through Canvas. So log into McGraw-Hill through Canvas, Canvas through Canvas, Science Interactive through Canvas. I communicate with folks again through the Canvas announcements. Every Tuesday, you'll get a new announcement, and in that announcement will be an outline of the week's events. Any notifications or any kind of announcements within the announcement, anything that I need to tell you will be there as well. There'll also be a couple of fun things. Again, extra information, not in the textbook, that we can sort of apply what we're learning here to our lives. Okay. And then, so the recorded lessons are a way that I communicate with you guys, the Canvas announcements, the lives, all of that. We can do individual learner conferences and whatnot. So try to connect in those ways. The course is organized into unit modules. Each module contains SmartBook assignments, study guide assignments, recorded lectures, the quiz. And I should have added lab things too. So the quizzes has both the textbook and the lab. There's no separate quiz for the textbook information or the lab information. Due dates. Yeah, see, I need to, let me just, I should have done this anyway. Correct some of this stuff. Courses like this, they're just sort of happening in real time, and I need to emphasize to you that the orientation stuff needs to be done by the 25th. That's Friday. So I'm going to put that here because that's an error. All the assignments are there. Work submitted by 7:25 is graded without penalty. Again, there's no like late penalties or anything. I do have due dates on things, but again, that's to keep you focused and organized. You can turn in everything before the 25th and I'll grade it and it'll be just fine. Now, if you do turn your assignments in on time, it has the added benefit of being graded quickly. So if you turn your assignment or your quiz, say you turn it in on Monday when it's due, your quiz will be graded quickly within 7 days. I try to do it for this course within 3 days, but sometimes I don't get there. Now, if your assignment is missing after the due date, I do have to put a zero because CFCC pulls data periodically from the courses and to see where the students' grades are. But if you see a zero and you meant to turn it in or you're going to turn it in late, don't worry about it. As soon as you turn it in, it'll pop up. I'll grade it and the zero will be replaced. One thing I would ask is don't submit anything by email or assignment comments. I can't open anything like that and get your grade to sync for it. So if you're having difficulty submitting an assignment, if something's wrong with the assignment itself or something's going on, message me. Don't send me your assignment via email or stick it in the comments somewhere because I won't see it. And even if I did see it, I can't open it and grade it that way. Unit modules are open on day one. They are not populated on day one, and you do not have access to the materials on day one. You have to finish module one to get to module two. So as we go, I will start populating the modules and opening them up for those of you who are moving more quickly. So if you finish your module one assignments, assessments early, module two will be there for you to get started. Okay. So yeah, you can complete any assignments, any assessments that you see that are available through Canvas anytime. Okay. Plan ahead. Don't wait for the last day or last few minutes to submit work. Again, this 4-week course is not the same animal, if you will, as a 16-week or an 8-week. 16-week and 8-week, there's some flexibility there and it lends itself to cramming days and sessions. 4-week classes do not. So just work a little bit every day. You won't get overwhelmed. If you have some unforeseen circumstance that interferes with your participation more than a day, you need to message me. We need to get on a conference and figure out how to get you back on track. That said, it may not be without, negatively affecting your grade. But if we can mitigate that damage, stop the bleeding, if you will, tourniquet, we'll do that if you reach out. Weekly discussions. Again, there's a weekly discussion board. So we want some ways to interact as humans, right? As people in this course. And it's easier on in person because you have a little time to chit chat before and after lecture. But here, not so much. So what I have built in here is a weekly discussion Q&A. What you should do into this discussion is two things. One, you can ask or answer any questions you see in there from your classmates. I will log in and read that stuff. So if you have a question for me, you can put it into the discussion. And it's preferable to do that because some of your classmates may have the same question. And if I can answer it in the discussion, then everybody benefits. And the second thing is, I'll have a discussion prompt in each one. So it's a question inspired by the week's content or study habits or whatnot. And if you answer that question, you'll have an opportunity to earn 2.5 bonus points per week. Okay? Communication with the instructor, again, announcements, discussions, recorded lessons, the live and individual student conferences. I do try to put feedback, especially on the quizzes. I will for sure put feedback on your quizzes, how your answers are reading, what you could do to improve them. Again, we don't have much time, but I will put feedback for the quizzes. I forgot to mention, take a deep breath, do not panic. I forgot to mention that the quizzes are a short answer, a few words, maybe a sentence to answer each question. You will be prepped fully for that experience because the questions or questions like the short answer questions you will see on the quizzes are in the study guide and in your handwritten assignment. So you have plenty of exposure. A lot of folks say they like or they prefer or they need multiple choice. If you need someone to put the answer on the page, you don't know the material. It's as simple as that. So I want to get you guys at to a point where you can discuss these things. So if I ask you point blank a question, what is your name? You've already thought of the answer. So you are capable, and everybody does short answer all through the day. No, we don't do multiple choice in life. You don't go to the pharmacy and the pharmacist shows you 4 bottles and tells you to pick one, right? Not to mention the fact, and this is just a pet peeve of mine, but as a research scientist, I don't enjoy a quiz where 75% of the answers are incorrect. So I'd rather just ask and answer. Okay? If you have any worries about that at all, just let me know. What else? What else? Yeah, make sure you're using your CFCC email. If you don't have one or you don't know how to get to that one, go ahead and go all the way to the end here, left side to the inbox icon and get me there. I'm not going to answer any email accounts that I don't recognize or social media or any of that because basically I don't have it. Uh, I won't have it. My email will filter it out. Now, I've got many, many students, and as a result of that, I read through emails quickly and I answer quickly. You've got things to do. So, to make sure that I understand your email and can give you a very quick response in your communication, in your email, you need to give me your full name inside the email, your course and section inside the email, a clear, relevant information to what your issue is and what do you want me to do about it. Put all that in the email and we can be done with an email and a reply. If you don't follow that format, I may not answer you. If I get an email that says my quiz won't open, I have no idea what that means. And so I'm not going to be able to answer. I'm not going to go back and forth with which quiz, who are you, what's the course name, right? So make sure your email is complete and your resolution will be as well. And then I have a sample here of see, the email doesn't take, it's just 2 little lines, and that'll give me all the information that I need to help you. Academic integrity and cheating, all of the assignments need to be done by the student on the current roll. Okay? And all of the quizzes need to be taken. They're closed book. You, your monitor, and your keyboard. That's all that should be around you. No phones, no secondary devices, no papers everywhere, no posters, none of that. Okay? You take the quiz by looking at the monitor and looking down at the keyboard. That's it. Anything else will get you a 0. So be very, very careful to follow the Respondus monitoring guidelines. Okay. Also, original work. Answers must come from the materials provided in the course. So most of your answers will come from your textbook and or the McGraw-Hill Connect and Science Interactive websites. For the life of me, I can't figure out why anyone would go into the ether of the internet to look for answers. That's such a huge place, and your textbook is finite, as are the websites. So go there for your answers. AI answers are very easy to spot. And so don't do that. No AI, no phones, no secondary devices, and no assistance from other people during quizzes or for your homework. All quizzes are monitored using Respondus As soon as I do this, I'm going to see another mistake, but it's a little small for me. Hang on just a second. Let me get to where we were. Here we go. Quizzes are proctored with Respondus Lockdown Browser or Respondus Monitor. The difference is that Monitor will record your session. They are all closed book. Again, you'll know the questions before you open the quiz because all the questions or various forms of them will be in your study guide. All the quizzes use Respondus. Two of them will be recorded. Okay. So, for example, we have 4 quizzes in here, and the first Unit 1 quiz is with recording, as is the Unit 3 quiz. So the Unit 2 quiz and 4 quiz, you'll still use Respondus, it just won't be recorded. Okay. So for Units 1 and 3, you will need a laptop or desktop. For Units 1 and 3, you'll need a desktop or a laptop. For Units 2 or 4, you can get away with an iPad, I think. Okay? So if you have issues with that, just let me know. There's a Respondus practice quiz in Unit 1. So if you click on that quiz and you can get through it, you should be okay for all of your Respondus quizzes. You can access this quiz as many times as you need to get all of that straightened out before your first quiz, which will be due on Monday or Tuesday. Let's see. You need a webcam. Again, you need a laptop or desktop. Tablets and cell phones are not permitted. You will also need a valid ID before you start the quiz. Okay. All right, I guess we could have started with this one, but then you wouldn't have hung out with me as long. So here's the course grading. The orientation assignments, 50 points. There is an introduce yourself discussion. Those are fun. Again, it's a way to connect as human beings. You can put your picture there, a picture of your animals or your kiddos or a vacation you took, whatever, or no picture at all is fine. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And then you'll also respond to a couple of your classmates' entries. Okay. A little bit about me is posted on the home page. So that's 10 points. And I think that adds up. I'll have to check it, but don't worry, it'll all work out at the end. Don't worry about your grades in here. Don't worry about what it looks like. Don't worry about what it shows you. That's what I do. Okay. Everybody's going to get every point that they earn in this course. You just focus on learning this material. Okay. Um, Smart book assignments, there are 17 of them because there are 17 chapters. They're worth 20 points apiece. Now, those smart book assignments will take between 30 and 45 minutes each. Okay. Sooner if you can answer those multiple choice questions more quickly. The weekly handwritten study guide assignments, one a week. They're 25 points each, so you get 100 points for that. And the weekly quizzes. The quiz is 150 points. It's due at the end of the week. And the quiz is a combination of questions from the textbook and from the lab assignments and or exercises. And then the lab assignments, exercises, we haven't started those yet, but McGraw-Hill Connect simulations and the science interaction interactive rather at-home kits combined will be 200 points. Okay, so total of 1,300 points. This is how it all shakes out. If a 90 is the lowest A, and that translates to 1,170 points. 80 is the lowest B, that's 1040 points. Okay, notice here these .999s, it's there because if you get 11 169.99 points, you have a B. We're not rounding, curving, doing any of that. So to ensure an A, you need 1,170 points. Okay? And then a C, 910 points. We're not going to talk about those other two because nobody's going to have to think about those. Course schedule, 4 weeks. That's all we have. Week 1, orientation, introduce yourself, and the foundations of biology. That's all due on the 30th. That is next Tuesday, chapters 1 through 5. Unit 2 is module is on cellular energy. We will have some exercises, HOL lab exercises. If the kit doesn't come in, don't panic. You got till July 25th to do all of those things. Unit 2 is due on the 7th. And that has to do with photosynthesis and all of that. So those are chapters 6 through 8. 6 through 8. So a little bit shorter of a module. Unit 3 is the longest module we have. It goes through reproduction, genetics, and inheritance. That is chapters 9 through 13. So that is the heaviest load. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, five chapters, just like Unit 1. And then the last unit is 4 chapters, chapter 14 through 17. Where we talk about 14, we talk about biotechnology, and 15 through 17, we talk about evolution, and that is due on 7/21. Again, you can turn in things late toward the end. You'll have those 4 days between 7/21 and 7/25 where you can go back in the units and complete assignments for points. And then after that, grades, and we're done. There is a syllabus acknowledgement assignment where you practice uploading documents to Canvas, and it also lets me know that you have read and understood everything. It also gives you an opportunity. One of these gives you an opportunity to ask questions. I don't remember if it's the syllabus acknowledgement, but I think it is probably the Respondus quiz. Okay, so that is the syllabus. That's it. I did want to click. So right now I'm just going to navigate through Canvas a bit with you. The modules is where you will live, but I did want to click on the home page because I don't know if I said this, but if you go down here on the home page, you've got this welcome here. You can click on announcements, the syllabus, the modules. You can get through these links. The enrollment verification quiz, you can click through this link and through this giant box here. You want to do that first. And then this instructor part. This is me, this is my email, but here, if you click, mine's not in the discussion, introduce yourself, but my introduce yourself is here. Okay. And then this orientation video will be here. There's a welcome message from me as well. Okay. So that's all in the first homepage. And then you've got these 3 icons that'll get you through the modules, to the syllabus, and to some CFCC help and support links for students. Okay, so let's go to the modules. We've got module 1 up and running. You can see the first thing you're going to see is this enrollment verification. You're not going to see anything else. If I view this as a student, you don't see anything else until you complete that verification quiz. When you complete that, the rest of the Unit 1 will open up. Okay? Let me leave student view so I can show you Unit 1. So Unit 1, June 23rd to June 30th. And we've got our units already. I know, don't panic, don't panic. Unit 2, cellular energy. That's June 30th through July 7th. Unit 3, Reproduction, Genetics, and Inheritance, July 7th through the 14th. And Unit 4, Biotechnology and Evolution, July 14th through July 21st. After you turn in all these assignments, you can go back from the 22nd to the 25th and complete any assignments that you have missing. Now, let's look at the first module. Deep breath. After you complete this enrollment verification, you see that little triangle there? Get rid of things so you don't have to look at them. All right, orientation. This is all your orientation. It won't take long. Most of this stuff is explanation and instruction. Pardon me. Orientation. Here's a little blurb on how to succeed in this course. Not so much about the biology. I'm not worried about you understanding the biology as much as I am worried about the time crunch. So this will give you a little bit of information about how to navigate that. Here's the discussion. Introduce yourself. That's where you can take the opportunity to read about your classmates, read about and comment on them, offer encouragement to them, and also tell us a little bit about yourself. Here's how to upload submissions in Canvas compatible formats. Again, iPhone users .HEIC is not compatible with Canvas. I will not be able to open that, therefore you will not get a grade for it. There's a quick conversion to JPEG or to PDF that you can do to make your upload something I can read. So here is the syllabus acknowledgement, handwritten upload. There are a few questions to answer there. Handwritten, pen and paper, short assignment, won't take you long. And you want to upload that there for 10 points. So here you can see when things are due. You see that little June 30th there? And then you can see how many points there are. You see that little 10 points there? You get 20 points for this one. Here is the Respondus practice quiz. That's due. Did I put June? Yeah, see, I did that and I don't want that way. So pardon me just a second because I need to correct this so you guys can have the accurate dates. So remember all this introduction stuff is due Friday. We have to sort of get that stuff done. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go ahead and set that for Friday. And I'll look and make sure all these are correct as we go. And don't worry about a thing. If something is an error on here, you will not be penalized. If I make some sort of mistake, you will not be penalized. And you won't even have to message me about it. Don't worry. If you see something like, oh, she did this and, it's not accurate or it's not right, you can message me about it, but I'm telling you, I'm handling all of it. I'm looking at everything, making sure you guys are getting the points for it. And if it's something that I made a mistake on as far as due dates or whatnot, or even something in the quiz, I will self-correct. I promise. So I want you guys to focus on the content. So again, if you want to message me, you can do that, but it's not necessary. I am scouring, just like I'm doing now. I am scouring this course for errors. All right. So, turn that stuff in by Friday, turn this in by Friday, but the quiz is actually open, all semester. So, only the orientation stuff, this stuff here, that has a hard due date. Now, I will show you this little trick. So, if I view this as a student and, it's not gonna let me shoot. Okay, I can't do that. So I'll just walk you through it as an instructor. Um, If you click on this, you'll see the instructions, right? And it's a bad example, pardon. Here we go. So any of your assignments, you'll see the due date. There it is, June 26th. And you will see the until it's available today. You'll also see the until date. See, that's June 26th. That means this is not eligible for late submission. So you want to get that in early. But I will tell you this, it's only the first week that applies. Everything else, all of the work you're doing in the chapters, all of the quizzes, you can turn in all of that stuff, all the labs, you can turn that stuff in till July 25th. All right, so let's see how this is laid out. Here is the Q&A for the unit. So if you want to ask a question here or answer any questions here, you're free to do so. And here's our discussion prompt. If you type in an answer for that, you can earn 2.5 extra points. And that's due on the 30th, next Tuesday. And then here's the live Zoom meeting link. So if you're wanting to join the live and you don't want to go back in the announcements and look for the link, it's right here. Just click that and you're with us. Okay. And then here we go. So Unit 1, Foundations of Biology. Remember, this is chapters 1 through 5. Here's your learning outcomes for the chapters. This is what you will be tested on. This is what it's sort of, remember we said that there are learning outcomes throughout the chapter. There are a bunch of them, like 20 something of them. This is kind of a succinct version of that. So I try not to ask questions about, itty bitty stuff in the chapter, supporting, information. I just want to ask the basics. And this will help you start to understand what you want to know and what you don't need to know. Okay? So for chapter 1, and this is for all the chapters you'll have throughout this course. First, you'll get the recorded lesson. When you click on this, it says coming soon. You will see this will have a link and you'll click on it and it'll be a closed captioned video of the lesson. So chapter 1 will come in today, so you guys can check that out. And then I'll just populate them as we go. They're 15 minutes. It's probably better if you listen to that after you do all your work anyway, so. Smart Book Assignment, Chapter 1. Want to click here? That's due on Tuesday, 20 points. And again, it's 30 to 45 minutes where you are in the chapter and answering multiple choice questions. Here is your Chapter 1 study guide. This is not an assignment. Remember, this is a tool to guide you through the chapter so you can pick out what's important and what you need to know. And then as you're going through that, you're going to complete this study guide assignment for Chapter 1, which is to answer questions in the study guide. So let's have a look at the study guide. Here it is. And it's a lot, right? Because I'm taking the chapter and putting it into a couple of pages so you can start to focus your efforts on the important topics. So here's an overview of what you'll learn in the chapter. Here are the concepts you need to know. Biology is language. It's a language in and of itself. So knowing the words are important, knowing what the words mean. So here are a bunch of terms that you'll want to know the definitions of. And then we'll have a couple of figures that we will analyze together. So the figure 1.2, you want to look at that in the book. This will tell you what you're supposed to be seeing in that figure. And then there are a few questions that you could try to answer from that figure. Figure 1.6 is the next one we'll look at. This is what you should see, and here are the type of questions you should be able to answer. Okay. quiz prep questions. So is this from? Yeah. Oh, good. Look at me. I shortened it for you guys. Yeah. So here are the questions that you should be able to answer. Check your understanding. This is definition. So those are the easiest questions to know. Explain it. These are a little more complicated and they do involve some application. And then apply it is all application. So this is not definition. This is your use of the definition to answer questions. Okay? So that's the study guide. I was a little stumped because I had a much longer one and that wasn't doing it for me. So this is basically what you need to know for the test. That's it, this one page. Okay. The test questions for chapter 1 will come off this page. Now, will they sound exactly like these questions? No. But if you can answer these questions, you can answer the ones on the quiz. So once you get through that, what you need to do is to look at the assignment. Now, it says choose 3 of the questions 6 through 15 in the study guide, just 3 of those questions, and handwrite the answers. In your own words, use information from the text, include examples if you can find them, and demonstrate understanding rather than memorization. So for the chapter 1 study guide, let's go back to that. And I can put the instructions in there. It'd probably be better for you guys. Here's the chapter 1 study guide. So right here, pick 3 of these. So you can pick one of check your understanding, one of explain it, one of apply it. Now you need to know all the answers, but for the ones that maybe you're stumped on, that would be the ones I would choose to handwrite the answers to for the homework assignment. If that's confusing at all, just let me know and I can clarify. Okay. All right, so you're going down the module. We're doing fine. We got chapter 1 done. It's the same for all the other chapters in this whole entire course. You got your recorded lecture. That's chapter 2. You've got your smart book assignment, chapter 2. You've got that chapter 2 study guide, and then you want to pull 3 questions. It looks exactly like chapter 1 study guide. Here are the questions you need to know the answers to. All of these, right? Not many. But for the homework assignment, here's where you want to look for the 3 questions, just 3, that I want you to handwrite the answers to. Any 3, okay? Then we're trickling on down. Let's keep going. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. Oh my gosh, I know it's a lot. Okay, chapter 3, you got your lesson, your recorded lesson from me. You've got your smart book assignment. You've got your study guide, and you've got the assignment where you go back to the study guide and pick 3 questions to answer. Handwrite the answers. I don't care about spelling as long as I can read it. I don't care about penmanship. And on the quizzes, I don't care about spelling. I don't care about grammar. I just care that the information is there when I ask for it. Okay. Here's chapter 4, recorded lesson, smart book, study guide, and then these three questions that you want to answer. And then lastly, chapter 5. That wraps up unit 1. You've got a lesson, your smart book assignment, study guide, and then your study guide assignment. Now, as you go through unit 1, get through unit 1, that'll be the hardest. Things sound confusing now. Probably, I know. But then after that, you'll go through chapters 2, 3, and 4, hopefully with ease. Here now we have a McGraw-Hill lab simulation applying the scientific method. Simulations take about 15 minutes. What you want to do is there's an introduction page. You want to read through that carefully, and you want to do the simulation, the experiment. We don't have any assignments associated with these. And on the quiz, I'll ask very general questions, one or two. That's it. Okay. Here is the where you will see the kit, the lab kit section. This is where you will redeem your code as soon as it's hooked up. This will be replaced with something you can click on and redeem your code. So just keep your eyes open for that. And then here's the weekly quiz. The weekly quiz will open on Monday, the 29th, I think. Let me look. Hold on. Yeah. Open on Monday, the 29th. That's when all your things are due. It says 30th, I know. Yeah, they'll do it. That's fine. We'll keep it 30th. So all of these things are due on the 30th, including your quiz. But the quiz will only open on the 29th. That'll give you an opportunity to complete all your assignments before you open that quiz. Okay? And then these other units are exactly the same. Unit 2 is going to be chapter 6, 7, and 8. Same exact format. And then we'll have some lab experiments and simulations. Chapter 3 will be chapters 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Yeah. And then again, some lab simulations. And the last unit will be chapter 14 through 17 with a quiz at the end. So remember, there are 4 quizzes. They're not comprehensive, and it's just on what's in those study guides. Just on what's in those study guides. It won't be exactly worded that way, but if you know the answers to the questions on the study guides, and what I do myself, you'll answer those 3, right, for your assignment, but answer them out loud. Talk to yourself. That's what I do. If you can explain the answer to the question out loud, your brain is hearing it as though it's a lecture. So you're getting an additional lecture specifically on those questions. Now, you want to make sure that you answer the questions out of the textbook because a lot of the questions have textbook specific examples. And if you pull from anywhere else, you will not get credit. Okay? So I think that's it. It's probably a longer orientation video than you would expect. I tend to be wordy, which is why I go online, because in person I never finish a lecture. It's quite annoying both to you guys and to me, but this is how we'll do it. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and sign off and post this. If you have any questions at all, I know this is hard. It's going to be fast. If you have any questions at all, let me know. But again, don't worry about what your grade looks like. I'm going to be posting what your grades are from time to time. I'm going to be looking for mistakes I've made. I'm going to be looking for due date corrections, all of those things. And if anything is done that makes your experience less points, if you will, I'll rectify it immediately. Okay? We want you all to get out of here. C or better. I know you guys want A's. I know you'll be okay with the B. You really don't want to C. I get that. But we'll get through it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And again, I'll see you guys on Thursday if you join the live. Other than that, just message me. I am here most of the time, 24/7. All right. I'm here to support you in any way that I can. Just reach out and let me know. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Be safe, be well, stay curious. Talk to you soon.